Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. I'm Reverend Dr. Ayleen Augustine, President of the Universal Church of the Master. Founded in 1908, UCM has held as its foundation that just as many rivers lead to the same ocean, each person's unique spiritual path is to be honored and nurtured. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years. Now, with a special welcome, the head pastor of the Center for Creative Living, Reverend Doti Boon.
Welcome. Good morning and happy Sunday. This is Doti Boon for the Center for Creative Living here in San Jose. I'm the Reverend and the pastor of what we call CCL. CCL is a very loving gathering of many diverse religions, of different people and worship styles. Now last Sunday, members of our congregation were honoring the coming of spring, the celebrating of the resurrection of Jesus, and observing Passover. This Sunday, we're opening our center's platform to Aminah Ramezany to learn more about the Islamic holiday of Ramadan and how over 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide celebrate this holiday with fasting. What is fasting for us? Fasting is a way to regain or refocus our spirituality, and is common in so very many religions. As you may know, I have been raised in very many religions, so for me, there is a God, and we all worship that same God. So what we do here at CCL is let everybody know that their worship is respected and honored. And that goes for you too, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with as your faith. Now, as you know, as far as fasting goes, some Christians observe Lent, and Yom Kippur is considered the holiest day of the year in the Jewish faith. Fasting is also done by Buddhists, Hindus, Taoists, Jains, and Baha'is. Fasting for some people is a way to lose weight, and for others it's a way to honor their faith. How does fasting work in your life? Following this introduction is going to be our wonderful Reverend Dr. Ayleen Augustine, and leading us into a prayer for this day. And later on, we're going to hear from Reverend Dr. Janet Childs, who's going to be leading us in a meditation. I want you to stay tuned. We never know who might drop in or what might happen. Now, if you want more information about CCL, please, I want you to email to Corky at ccl-ucm. Okay, one more time. I would like for you to email ccl.corky at gmail.com. One more time, ccl.corky at gmail.com. Which reminds me, our wonderful Corky Whitaker is going to have a Corky's Corner in this upcoming CCL Insights. And it's going to be interesting. She's going to be talking about her hypnosis practice and how hypnosis helps you in your life. So we have so many things coming up. We're going to tell you what classes are still being held, which have been rescheduled and when. And also, there's always a little bit of humor and our wonderful morsels by Magic Powers. We have so many things in the CCL Insights. Please, one more time, subscribe by going to ccl.corky at gmail.com. No, I did it again. I'm so sorry. It's ccl.corky at gmail.com.
.com.
.com. 2 dots. Then that's why they call me Dottie. Thank you so much for joining us. And now, Dr. Ayleen.
Dear blessed and wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for the blessing of each and every moment and each and every breath. We thank you for the blessing of this community and all those who it touches. We thank you for the blessing of all those who are working so hard to deal with this crisis, because we know that while they are tired and afraid and disheartened at times, we also know that you are with them. We know that you stand beside every person who is dealing with this on a very personal level, that you are there, and that if we can quiet our hearts, we can hear you whisper, I'm here. We've got this. I would never leave you alone. And even though it is dark and scary, there is a gift on the other side of this for you. We know that you are walking us through this process, that you stand beside all those who are providing essential services for all of those in the communities. We also know that you are standing beside the scientists who are working to find a cure. We know that you stand beside all those who are suffering and grieving for the loss of someone they love. And Creator, we know that your will would never take us where your grace will not sustain us. Creator, thank you for loving us and teaching us to love one another. Thank you for always reminding us that even in the darkest times, you have given us a light of spirit and faith, and that light will shine out as all of us stand together in the face of this storm, in love, in spirit, in courage, and in the knowledge that we will overcome all of this, that one day we will step back out into the light and embrace one another, and that you will stand with us through all of this, all the way. Thank you, Creator, for all you give and all you are, and whatever it means to you, we hope you have a wonderful day. For all your children to the next 7 generations and beyond. Aho Matak Oyasin, Ago, 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 by earth, sea, and sky. Namaste, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, blessed be, Amen. And now, our talk for today, Ramadan, a practice and journey of faith.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Center for Creative Living Sunday services online. I'm so glad you are here, and you'll be able to see this later as it will be saved, so please feel free to share it. My name is Aminah Ramezany, and with the talk I'm giving today, I'm going to add my title during this period, and that is Hashkonum Aminah Ramezany. That is a female version of somebody who has completed Hajj. And as we know, this year that was canceled due to everybody being sure that they are kept safe and healthy. So I, years ago, was able to go to Saudi Arabia and participate in Hajj, but that's for another lecture. Today I want to talk about Ramadan. And inshallah will be May 23rd. And I'll explain later why we're not really sure. Ramadan is one of the holiest events for all Muslims that are able to observe it. It is a whole month of fasting from sunrise to sunset. What does it mean to be able to fast? It means that one must be healthy enough to go without eating or drinking for that entire day, from one new moon to the next, so for a whole month also. Since no one knows exactly the exact day moons will be sighted, the dates given are movable. In past years, I have spoken on this specifically and more. Please feel free to look us up, all of our other speakers up, on YouTube under CCL. Ramadan challenges Muslims in many different ways. To still be able to work, care for one's family, handle personal obligations, and all without eating or drinking during the day. Of course, there are many rules and guidelines to keep oneself safe. When we participate in Ramadan, we are challenged in so many ways, and much is learned about ourselves. There are very strict rules that must be adhered to that keeps oneself safe and healthy during this personal challenge. Let me stop a moment and remember to help you with the pronunciation. Ramadan is spelled with an M, but pronounced with a TH, and that is an Arabic pronunciation. So when you see it, I'll help you not say, I'm gonna learn about Ramadan. Let's learn about Ramadan together. Each concept in Islam has spans from visible to invisible, from physical to metaphysical. For example, giving charity. One must do this both in public and also in private. The first encourages others and creates social morals and norms. The second purifies your soul from wanting to be applauded, praised, and gratified with compliments. Money is considered good, but to the extent that allows you to meet your needs, and the nature of it can only sustain its goodness by using it to help others. In essence, by spending it. Same is true with the month of Ramadan. There is a physical and a metaphysical goodness that must accompany each other. Everyone in the universe has been invited to a spiritual feast, and your journey requires you to do three things. The invitation says that your host is God. So first, you need to take a spiritual bath, both physically and metaphysically. Part one, the physical. Abstain from food, something considered an important part in maintaining one's health and life. Eating less, give your body a break from the exhaustive work of working 24/7 on digesting more and more food. Metaphysically, the metaphysical manifestation of your bath is to abstain from trivia, from banal, trite thoughts, conversations, and expenditures of time. Read more, think more, talk less, listen more, offer a warm smile and a patient ear to a friend in need. Cross the street and pick up a piece of trash and put it in the bin. Create beauty in 360 degrees. So all around you, wherever you are, whenever you are, and for everyone. See the beauty of your own spiritual healing in trying to radiate kindness with no expectations and with genuine humility and gratitude for the opportunities you encounter to do good. Now you have fulfilled the metaphysical dimension for your cleansing. It's time to get ready for the party. Part two, physically. bring friends, family together, and in turn, give a helping hand to others that do the same. Metaphysically, forgive easily and offer kindness to all whom you know. Your essence, your soul, and who you are will be changed with every act of beauty and magnified by the scope of the people you touch. Go to the party that every being in the universe is invited to. No one is asked about their religion or church they attend or genealogy or number of houses or digits on their paycheck. All are welcomed, and depending on each person's spiritual state, take bounty from this gathering physically. Extend your care to people you don't know. Feed the homeless, offer assistance to strangers and neighbors alike. Now, metaphysically, you have stepped in the footprint of God, as it is the one that sees every being with kindness, compassion, and mercy. There is a verse in Quran, the holy book for Muslims, where Abraham asks God to grant him the blessing to be peace with him. And let me state this again, to the blessing to be peace, to be at peace with him. The translation of the words peace in Arabic is salam, which is a common greeting we use when we see each other. And Islam and Muslim, all of these words. We say to each other, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. This is what that means. Our greetings all come from that aspiration. Many are born with the label of Islam in their lives, but they will never come to be at peace with God or family or environment or spouse or children. And many will never know that they live in peace and in true adherence to the aspirations of Abraham. I hope I've given you some things to think about and learned something new about Islam. The Center for Creative Living has been kind enough to ask me to give a speech in the past few years on this topic. So please feel free to look any of the speakers up from the Center for Creative Living on YouTube. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for services this Sunday. I hope you come back often. So again, this is social distancing church at its best. We're going to do some Q&A. I'm going to take some times and guess what you would ask me and all that type of stuff by answering questions that I've spent a lifetime listening to and hearing and all that type of stuff, and find that people really would like to know. So one of the first questions people ask me, besides, we'll get to the hijab part, which is a scarf and that type of thing, but going back to what brought me to Islam, and because I obviously wasn't raised in the Middle East, not many blondes there, and that type of stuff. So no, I was born and raised in Southern California, and my family wasn't particularly religious in any strong way, but I was very fortunate to travel the United States 7 or 8 times as a child, and my dad was a teacher, so we did a lot of traveling. And when my siblings became more religious, and again, I'm the youngest, we would just stop at any church. And I was so fortunate, and I feel so blessed to this day to have gone to Lutheran and Baptist and Catholic and you name it. We just went to any church, and had a wonderful time experiencing all of that. When I begun college, my next door neighbors were Muslim, and very fascinated about the women and what they were doing, and I developed friendships with them and asked all about all of that. I already had a problem with some of the organized religions and the Christianity faith that I kind of raised in. So I had a lot of questions that either couldn't be answered or could be answered. So I went through that transformation of really wanting to talk to one God. Islam talks about the one God and that type of stuff. And I was able to, luckily, be mentored by some scholars that were at the university at the time. So in that thing, the scarf, and most everybody always sees me in long sleeves and long pants and that type of stuff. So I have retained all of that still. I just don't wear the scarf and haven't for a few years. That is a huge personal decision that everybody, of course, should make. And I was lucky enough to have the free will to do so in my own life and have the support from my family and from my then not yet spouse and that type of stuff. So again, it's about modesty. Wearing the scarf, wearing long pants, wearing longer shirts, it's about modesty. And how when you're in public, it should be about how smart you are, can you do the job, can you complete a sentence, good parent, not how pretty you are, not how much makeup you wear, not how you smell. It's all about everybody just kind of being on the same playing field. You're not going to see Muslim men in shorts. You're not going to see them go without their shirt. So men have the same thing. So there's the short version of where I was with hijab, and then the transition I made a few years ago of just taking the scarf off. And again, a personal travel that we all have to go through in our life. Another really big question I get was, what won me over to Islam? And again, this is my journey. So this is absolutely no judgment on anybody else. This is personally my journey. My path, I really wanted that one path to God. They don't have a Father, Son, Holy Ghost. They don't have some other stuff. I was raised in a Christian environment, and I really struggled with that and trying to get an answer from people that were in seminary school to, you know, the pastor down the street, and tried many different types of Christianity as I was doing my search. In Islam, there's just one God, and we can all get there, and we can all do that, and that resonated with me. So that's the other big question that I get about that. I also have the ability to still be Muslim and not have my hijab, but again, that's a personal decision. It is recommended, but I keep the modesty. It is part of who I was even as a child. So other things are, let's go back to fasting. Let's go back to talking about what I already talked about in my speech and bring you up to that. So just so you know, it's forbidden for me to fast. It's called haram. Haram means to be forbidden. So why is it forbidden for some people? If you're pregnant, if you are a minor and growing, if you have a chronic medical condition, if you're not healthy enough, you need medication during the day, it is literally forbidden because you're not coming to this in the right way that God wants you to grow and yes, struggle a little bit, but it shouldn't kill you. It shouldn't be something that your life is on the line. And that's not growth. That's just endangering yourself and not hopefully moving to what the intention is. So for me, I take medication during the day, so it's not possible for me to fast without drinking water. Because even, let's say I could take the pill without the water, but you're still swallowing something. And the idea is that you're not passing anything you're swallowing. A child needs to grow, needs to eat at a regular basis. Besides, they get crabby after a while and that kind of stuff. You really should feed them. And that kind of stuff. A woman who is carrying another child, she's growing another human being. That's really simple. Really simple. So there are very strict rules about how to fast, when to fast, how long to fast. And people do it during the year for health reasons. We've met many people, and I'm really, really lucky to have people like Janet and other people in the community of our CCL community really understood. And when I talked about this earlier in my time with CCL, really we dug into the depth of how important it is to nutrition and balance. So with Hajj and going to Mecca is another part of your growth as a Muslim. But to stay on the fasting, it is supposed to be enlightening. It is supposed to be bringing the community together. It is supposed to be a lot of things, and luckily we have the digital age and we can still do that. So again, when you approach something with a pure heart and a pure intention, what can it do but enrich you? But make sure you show up to whatever you do, whatever your plan is, and that's being a good employee, being a great spouse, being a great parent. When you come in with a pure heart, then things grow from there. Let's see. We're going to talk about Hajj. Thank you, Corky.
You're welcome.
We are going to talk about Hajj. So every Muslim should try to complete Hajj once in their lifetime. Now, it's in a third world country. You need a passport. You need to be approved by the government. You need to be able to afford it financially. When I went, the ticket itself cost me $5,000, and that wasn't with my flight. That was all the things I needed: housing, because you're there 30 days. You're there 30 days, so you needed housing, food, transportation, and luckily I went with an Islamic group, and the Mulana, which is the pastor, head of the mosque that I went with, had been to 20 of these, because part of his mission in his life is to get people through in and out safely and through the process, because there are a lot of things that they'd like you to do, a lot of prayers they'd like you to do. I don't speak Arabic fluently or at all, so you need that kind of guide. He also set up our housing and our transportation. We had a bus and that type of stuff. So a bunch of us from the mosque got together and did that. So it's one time in your life. It's about everybody wears the exact same thing. Neutral, white sheet, basically, with sleeves and that type of stuff. It's about you being the same, about being not where you're from. It's not about what language you talk. It's not about any of that. And I really love to explain the Kaaba itself, because a lot of people have asked me, well, but you say you don't worship idols, but you worship a building. I'm like, no, it's a focal point. It is one place in the entire world that 5 times a day everybody faces for unity. That's all it is. There's literally nothing in that box. They wash it for sanitary reasons, because once in a while people will want to touch it, because it emotionally means something to them. So they do wash it on a very regular basis and that type of stuff, but it is literally an empty box. I don't even think they store the ladder in there. I don't know. I'm not this Saudi Arabian government, so I don't know. But the point of the prayers is unity, so that everybody can be together with their group all at once. So you're wearing neutral clothing. You are making circles with a prayer that goes around Kaaba and that type of stuff. And there's a lot of other historical sites that they take us to and that type of stuff. We do a walk in the desert. We sleep out in the desert one night. So it's a really whole month of activities. I hope I've answered some of your questions and enlighten you in some way. Please always ask. Email CCL, they'll get it to me, and I'll be glad to my ability. I'm lucky I have scholars in my life, and I can look for answers from somebody else. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now a video. Let it go, let it flow. Visions of hope, humanity, and courage, created by Reverend Dr. Janet Childs.
We just invite you, my friends, to be here now. In this moment, in this time, we are bonded together by a special force. That force is our connection, our love. And so we're going to take a moment to just take a nice deep breath. And in that breath, feel your body. Know that you are in the beautiful container of your body. Your energy is protected and held by your wonderful body. So with every breath, just feel the cells of your body drinking in the nourishing oxygen and releasing anything that is not needed back into the universe, where it can be cleansed and renewed and transformed. And allow yourself to gently lay down. You might be on a couch, or maybe on the floor, or in a bed, or if you just want to imagine yourself lying down, you can do that too. But feel the whole length of your body connected to our Mother Earth. Every moment, every breath allows you to feel the stream of energy that is flowing between you, your body, your heart, your soul, and the earth. lay down your burdens. Whatever you've been holding in your mind, in your body, in your soul, in your consciousness, that is weighing heavy on you, just lay it to the side and allow your connection to the universe to be fully felt. For these few moments, know that you do not have to do anything for anybody. This is time just for you. Lightning fast and invisible, you enter into my heart. A wish for holy unity, a breath in order to start, a circle of redemption, a night that holds the spark. Ooh, holds the spark. Truth is, we are all that. Love and grace and peace between, beneath the struggle of this life, there is a sweet release. Oh, let it go. All the fears and guilt inside. Oh, let it go. On the rivers of light we ride. Oh, bring it close. Our life is here right now. Hold it dear. We may never know how. Let it go. All the guilt and fears inside, let it go. On the river of life we ride. We are this moment, pulsing and true.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of faith and fellowship. We'll be back next Sunday. And for those of you, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section. If you appreciate this video and the work that the Center for Creative Living is doing, please press like on the video. You can share the video, and also please subscribe, because that will help this community and the church grow. Remember, in these difficult and challenging times, the opportunity to give and support an organization that has done so much for the community is tremendously important. Please help the Center for Creative Living continue in the wonderful work that it does. We will make it through this. We will be stronger for it. Our faith will carry us. Be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful week.